What's his name? I saw him at the lead day.
Because
We have one.
Yeah, he lives in Phoenix.
On live.
We're going live.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you guys, I think when I had, my mom said that, so I. But then I did.
He's trying to convince me.
At the park, the basement, so you're set whenever you're ready.
Let me look. I'll just make sure.
Okay.
And
I
then.
have
Oh, it
some
was-
thought about that.
That lady, probably like,
Because I was telling you.
Yeah.
Right normally.
that was years ago, and I'm
We're ready.
Where is that?
Mr. Button, we're ready.
Oh, my bad.
We're rock and roll.
I'll find you. We might do a league together, me and that guy too. I just gotta figure out Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday.
We're gonna get started.
Perfect.
Amanda's on her way. She'll take over the minutes when she gets here. Minutes from last meeting.
I make a motion that we approve.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Anyone opposed? Let's do the treasurer's report first, and then we'll go to the comments.
Okay, so currently in our current balance is $179,953.16. If you look at the category spent by month, in December, the only thing that we had was interest, and we paid our the holiday lights that are the display lights that are out on the poles.
And are we,
In January, we haven't paid anything.
the holiday thing, we don't split with the city anymore, right?
No, we're paying the whole
We
bill.
pay the whole bill. Okay. We used to split with the city years ago, and then we took it all. Okay, I thought so.
So no new spend in January.
Anybody with any questions about the treasurer's report?
Motion to approve.
Motion a second, all in favor?
Yeah.
Anyone opposed? Public comment. Do we have some public comment?
I just want to introduce myself,
Fire away.
because now I have a new role.
Oh, you have a new role.
We have switched roles now,
Okay.
so now I am now the president for the LBCA, so
Oh,
just wanted to introduce, as obviously most of you know who I am, but.
Who are you?
I'm Tyler,
Oh, okay.
so. And we have our meetings, it's the first of the month, so our next one will be March 6th at 7:45 in the morning, of course. And then we also have a annual dinner and membership as long to coming along on March 13th. Meet and greet 6, and then we'll do dinner, and then we'll go into awards, so
okay.
you are welcome to attend if you like.
Mr. Beaver, you're part of it with him so that, or do you have a comment also?
No, I'm music on the bar.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy that thing.
No. Okay.
And I'm here because I want to be, because I want to start coming to all of them, but I just don't.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I own DG Hair Design.
okay.
And you know what's going on.
All right.
And I just bought it.
She's responsible
Oh.
for
She's
that.
bought
Yeah,
the
it's on the
building.
You bought the, so,
Yeah,
so you,
now I
did you
own
buy
it.
the front and then the other, the,
No, I own the whole thing.
really?
I
Yeah.
just saw the building was up for sale.
Yep.
And I
no,
wondered
no.
what was going on.
So Daystar or whatever owned it, didn't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
So you bought,
Me.
okay.
I bought it from Daystar.
did they still you go ahead?
Did, I would say they're out of there?
They're completely out.
Really?
He sold me the whole thing.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So if you want a haircut this good right here,
Go over there.
I need to get some hair. to get
she can do that.
it.
Can you make it grow back?
Yeah, can you make it grow? Yeah. All right, well, that's good information. And maybe someday you could sit on the board up here with us. Yeah, they're always looking for new blood.
Okay.
And
Oh,
some will be leaving also, so
okay.
they're gonna need positions filled. Main Street updates.
One, I attached the map that we approved last month that I forgot to attach. That should be in the packet, just to lay it out. It's the same one that was passed around, just everyone has an individual copy now.
Right.
Then secondly, I met with Lee, who is a Main Street director at MEDC. Director is probably not the right word. She works for the Main Street Department at MEDC. When I sent in the communication and budget plan, and she confirmed that we are now an engaged community, which is exciting. And she gave me this information just, yes, well, today's Monday, on Friday, so after Kim, made the agenda. As a part of the select level, so this isn't a requirement. At this stage, if we don't want to do it yet, we have to be a member of Main Street America. And this is just laying out that for the first 2 years that we decide to go through with the membership, it's a discounted price. So we could either start doing it now to get the resources that it provides, or wait a little bit, but it is a requirement once we decide to like submit the application for the select level. So it's mostly just information right now.
What do you suggest? What do you think?
I think Main Street in general has a lot of cool information. I've mostly used the Michigan platform because it's most applicable. But I'm sure Main Street America also has a lot of cool resources. And it's $150 annually, so I don't think it's grossly expensive by any means that we would be able to afford it. And I think it could have cool information. So I guess I would recommend doing it sooner than when we apply officially to the select level. But whether you want to make that decision right now is up to you. But I would recommend that you do it before actually being a select level community.
Okay.
Those were the two things on the, oh, whoops, that was number 4. This was Main Street was number 4. I jumped ahead. The other update that I had was, while I had the meeting with Lee, she mentioned that there'll be a Main Street training in Lapeer, March 12th, if anyone is interested. It's open to all engaged level boards. She just needs to know by this Friday, so I'd appreciate if you reached out before then if you were interested. I can send you the agenda. She just sent it to me today. I should have printed it out. But it's an all-day thing in Lapeer, just going over resources, I think, and meeting other communities that are also going through the process. I will be in attendance just in case no one else can be, so I can also pass along the information.
I think it's on here.
Oh, perfect. Oh, good.
I saw it in the packet on what, yeah,
Okay, perfect.
and do you know where it's at? In Lapeer? Do you know where they're having it? At?
423 West Nixon Street.
I do not know where that is specifically, if it's their city
It was
hall.
downtown where we went.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
So if, people want to take a look and let me know by Wednesday or Thursday if they're interested, I would appreciate that.
But you are going,
But
correct?
I am going, so yeah, I will pass along any information that I get.
Is there any expense to you
No,
to go?
nope, and there would be no expense for any of you all to go either. It's a free, thing that's a hosting. So that was all for the Main Street updates in the Main Street America, if there's no questions or comments.
What do you think about spending $150,
I
guys?
think we should.
Yeah, I think it's a good
I'll make
idea.
a motion that we spend 150 to Main Street America.
But we have to be just like, right, or no?
No,
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 it's just a requirement of select, but you guys could join, you could have joined regardless if you were interested in Main Street, like,
a second.
Wasn't here for the beginning. I don't know if I should second it.
It's, sure, it's just this right here, what she was just informing us about.
Oh, I
And
can give
we-
you a copy because of what they
I was gonna say,
originally.
She just gave it to us. Someone want to make a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We will join.
All right. I will let her know and
I-
fill out the application.
I say, fill out the app and let her know, and then she can get you a check or whatever,
Yeah.
however they want to
Okay,
handle the financing part of it
Okay.
through the city.
Okay,
We can reimburse them, or you can get it from them, or however you want.
okay,
We'll make sure it happens.
all right. Then the next thing is the communication plan. Last month, you all decided that you wanted to go on a month-to-month basis, trying to figure out who was going to try to attend certain meetings. I will share the whole spreadsheet that I created over email. It's just a Google Sheets that each month, so this specifically is just the month of March. And the things that we determined we would do in the month of March, and then the whole year is laid out. So in April, we may have a stakeholder meeting. I can't remember, but so this month, we have a city council meeting, which Jeff said he would lead because he's already in attendance. We have flyers that need to be posted, and to make the transition a little easier, I already made the flyers, so someone just needs to volunteer to hang them up in community places, so that can be at the town tub, the post office, the schools, wherever you determine that it would be visible to folks.
I'll do that.
Okay. And then I said that I would, for the March meeting, prepare some stuff about possible website and social media stuff specifically for the downtown area, so I will present that in March. And then we have no stakeholder meetings or newsletters for the month of March, so those don't need to be tackled, so I will put him on the lead for the flyer. And like I said, I will share the whole spreadsheet, because I also included on the last page for like the newsletters, for example, I thought that those would mostly go out virtually, so I linked like all property owners' emails, Mr. Shasto's email, and just important contacts to make it hopefully as easy on you guys as possible. So that's all I had this week. Thank you.
Cool, thanks. Appreciate it. Dave, did you say you had something or you don't?
No, I
No.
was just telling you what I was looking at.
Okay.
Yeah.
He had an idea to do some repair or maybe some fixing. Just explain
That,
real quick.
the wall there at Grand River between Railroad and the first building there. It's got that tree in it, it's got the brick block thing that goes around that tree, just something that, we did all that work on the other side, and I want to do something on this side to update that a little bit, make it look a little better. but-
Right on Main Street, in front of the big blue house there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just,
About that before, okay?
yeah, I just haven't got, I said something to Jimmy, I just gotta sit down with him and
Didn't we have
actually
a
see
drawing
what
and
he
stuff
can do.
about it?
Yeah, we never had a drawing, I don't think, but the
I think-
steps we're talking about being replaced.
Yeah,
Whatever,
let's
too.
start, yeah,
Yeah.
which,
I don't think we ever ended up maybe with a drawing.
I thought we did, because
Maybe.
there was a drawing for, because it was the same time we we're talking about like down at the bottom of the hill there across the town tub that. Retaining wall. I think we we're talking about that one again at the same time.
I think we did talk about those both, yeah, but I don't know if there was a check and see. Anyway, that location, take a look at it, everyone, on the board at least, so that you kind of,
He needs to match what's across. the street
Correct.
from it too,
and try to clean it up.
or at least make it.
And it could be something. that we
Is there a tree
do
still there, or is it like the cutoff tree?
no, the
It's-
tree's still
that.
there.
The tree's still there. and
That
he's-
one is actually still healthy. The one that was by the sidewalk is the one that they took down. So,
So it's out of there. I think you're right, because we ended up talking about retaining that all the way to the corner.
To the corner.
Yeah, there's a sketch or drawing, I'm sure. there is. 'Cause I remember the drawing going down to the.
Check and see,
I'll see if I can. find
see if you
something.
can find something, and if you can have something to us by next meeting,
Okay.
at least we can. Everybody can walk by it and see it, and then they'll have it in their mind about what needs to be done there. Music in the park.
So, Gail's talking to Angus, he has, dropped his $1,000 retainer fee. Because Gail and I talked about it, says there's no way in hell I'm gonna do that. But she's asking for $500 so we can get 10 hours of communication with him to see if he can help us with getting some, what they wanna do, some sunshades. Possibly some way to keep, dropping the temperature on the stage. He suggested there's like sunshades that we can put up high enough, but they are retractable. So you can bring them down when you need them and put them back up when you don't need them, so they're not gonna be out all the time. When we looked at the sales, that was one of the issues we thought we came up with a long time ago when we first had issues. And the sound differentiation from the sails to the sunscreen will be a little bit different because they were catching the sound and bouncing it back off. Just from what other people that have sails out there. So they're just, she's looking to get that so he can kind of help discuss that, get more of a context for us. So that'd be 10 hours of his time at $50 an hour for $500.
So that's what you're asking for to get him involved to, and would he bring back something for you to show us that
That's the idea.
that's the idea?
I'm not sure where Gail's going with it. She just, because she's not here. She wanted me to ask about that. Figure out, we gotta talk about that. I know Dave's looking at some fans to go in there. There's certain things that we're trying to get done. I know there's more trees that want to get planted in there too, but just something to cool that down so we don't have the same issues we've had in the past.
So can I ask, what changed from last meeting? Because I thought we had talked about that she wasn't gonna ask him.
He dropped $1,000 retainer fee. Because he asked for that, and I says, there's no way, there's no way.
Okay. I thought
And that's what we had
really
said, we're not gonna, we weren't gonna pay that
Yeah.
either, and we were going to go with
Venues.
Yeah,
a couple of fans in there.
I do have one fan already bought. So
So,
Okay.
I mean, my thought is, and it's, I don't know if Gail agrees or not, we can do a lot of this stuff without him, it's just he has 30 years of experience at East Lansing, Lake Lansing, that she's trying to tap into. A lot of ideas that he's brought up, she's already had in mind, we've talked about it, but there's been some things that he does know that we haven't thought of, some connections with some other bands that she wants to try to get into. She just wanted me to ask, so.
So is it, so I would ask you, so is this person like an expert at like canopies or?
No, he's ran the Lake Lansing band shell for almost 30 years. It's part of the East Lansing Park system, or I think the East Lansing Park system that they have, or whatever it's under, but he's been in charge of that. He's organized the things, he's done.
So if he wants the $500 just to come back with an idea of
To-
putting some kind of sale.
And it's just not that, it's for any communication. He said he just wants $50 an hour to talk and communicate, just to see if we can tap into some more knowledge that we don't have, that he has experience in this. We don't
His
have.
retainer was 1,000.
retainer was 1,000.
Plus.
Plus the 500.
Plus the.
Oh, got
Plus
it.
the-
Okay,
yeah.
so now I'm missing, that's what I'm not getting.
Sorry.
Okay, so-
He was just
It was
taking that
1,000 plus the.
Okay.
Plus the
got it.
50 per hour.
And he
So
dropped.
now he's gonna do something for the $500.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
He's gonna do 10 hours worth of service.
Communications, yes.
Communications, whatever it is,
Yes.
for the money.
Yes.
Whereas before he wanted a retainer.
He wanted a retainer and the
And
money.
we can kind of shut that down last.
We did.
Okay, because actually I talked to.
I think everybody shut it down,
Yeah,
Including,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
including Jeff, who said, I believe my wife could do this research.
Yes.
Okay, I guess it's up to you guys. What do you think?
I mean, Gail's asking for it, I'm not sure.
Right.
But
So what's the other knowledge that you guys are trying to tap into besides like giving some ideas for the for the thing.
He has connections with other organizations, other things that they've done at that park to make it better.
So not just about making it cooler, about.
No,
Other
yeah,
things.
other thing. It's a broad thing. That was just one of the main things that he brought up, a way to help cool it down, that we didn't think about the sunshade. We thought about the sails before.
Right.
But he's talked about how they brought in some food trucks, how they've had sponsorships and how they've laid it out over there. As you enter, they put signs up there. That's where they put like the food carts. So I mean, he has other ways, ideas of how we could resituate things to make it more prosperous for everybody and to make it more enjoyable for the community.
So it's some knowledge apparently,
It's experience, yes.
and
I
experience,
mean, Gail has a good amount of experience, but he has a lot more.
and he's been doing that for 30 years.
Yeah, I think it's just short of 30, so.
And you said that you have already purchased at least one fan.
Yes,
You're gonna-
I bought an industrial fan that we just.
And I'm assuming, you're gonna have, what's the electrician or whatever,
When he gets better,
come and put it in or what?
yeah.
Okay, well, you got a couple months left. I mean, it's not gonna be,
Would be hot, yeah.
although it's gonna be 67 tomorrow.
Mike got thrown out of his bucket. He didn't feed me here.
Oh,
He's,
gosh.
Oh,
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's just pretty banged up.
No, I mean, so that's one of the things that we had talked about last night to get that. fixed
Correct,
out.
and I went and got prices and looked around and was thinking of how much they was gonna be. It's an industrial fan like I have in the shop, and it was literally under $100, so.
Oh, well, okay, so that was mine.
Like a ceiling fan or?
Yes,
a blowing fan?
It's a reversible ceiling fan.
Shouldn't we give him a chance to like correct it on our own? And then like next year, if we can't figure it out? Get some advice.
I-
Seems like we're making attempts to fix it on our own.
It's totally up to you
Not that
guys.
it's that much money. It's
I-
not like a
It's
crazy amount.
not a ton of money, but we have already, I mean, if you look.
What's he gonna tell us? Put a fan up? We're getting.
Well,
a
I
fan.
think what Gail's more after is the experience and the contacts with other bands and trying to get other groups in there.
Trying to grow it then.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
That's what he
Yes,
offers. He offers contacts, bands that we can't get in touch with that he could. Plus they're also thinking about, getting some flyers put together for our, band series, and we will advertise there. And we may take some other flyers and put it here or put some posters up. I know another idea that he brought up was putting right on the bathroom walls, like information boards that are encased and blocked. So we can have upcoming events, and so people walking by can see what's coming up. And with that, so we didn't think about putting right on the wall. We thought about, stanchion signs and stuff. So, I mean, it's some little things that he probably has been through that would save money in the long run. Instead of buying one thing, it's like, well, this isn't working out, maybe we should try this. He could say, don't do this, but do this instead. So in the big picture, he may save us a little bit of money instead of us throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. And you guys can do less than 500 too.
Yeah, I guess, I guess, I would say this, if no one from the board here or from the crowd there is willing to take some time to go do some research, set the computer, whatever that might be, to fix those issues, or at least work on them issues, do you spend money with someone to do that?
What we're calling your contact, your old Smith or Rolling Stones,
On and on and on.
get them to come on out.
But someone, if they're trying to accomplish this,
I do like that.
either someone here is gonna have to do that to try to accomplish that. And if that's what we want to try to accomplish also, or you throw a little money towards something that maybe could help do that.
So, a couple questions.
So either you're volunteering or you're gonna pay a little money to get maybe some information.
How is the venue in summer? Does it feel like it needs to grow? Like, does it feel like we need this?
I mean, they do a rough estimate, 200 to 300 people per band event, per event with the bands. I mean, it's it doesn't, I mean, it'll bring some money into the community, people going down to the restaurants afterwards. Dairy Den brings, ice cream out, so it helps funnel some revenue into it.
I haven't been up
depends
there
on
very
how-
many of them, so I'm just asking if somebody's been there, if it's.
Yeah, I mean,
If it's pretty larger,
it's
it looks
pretty
like it could be bigger.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, it can get bigger. We can increase more days of bands. I mean, it'd be nice to have, a couple days a week where we might have something going on there.
So does it feel like that we need to spend the $500 to bring more people in because it's the venue itself is hurting right now and could use?
No, the venue's not
Actually,
hurting at all. It's just how much more can we grow it?
Right, yeah.
And do we have the manpower if it grows?
Well, that was my other question. Okay, so now if we
Who's
make it
managing
grow,
growth?
how does it become self-sufficient?
Mhm.
So that the DDA is just not literally the finger that is
Right,
the money.
The money, basically.
and right now.
Not that we're not, I'm just,
Right, between there right now, Gail and I are basically, well, we have another couple, one or two other people. And we're actually the ones getting the music, so we have to get that plus the sponsors. We're doing that ourselves on our own, which is a lot of work.
correct, and not getting paid for
And
doing
not
anything.
getting paid.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
So if we can tap into his resources, like we said, I think 500 is reasonable. It's not, we're not asking for 1,000. I think 500 would get us at least so we can tap into some of his resources where we could get some other bands that we're not having repeat, because then your people are gonna be like, we ain't gonna come to this town. We don't want that. We want to be able to have a little bit of a rotation so that we get other bands to come in too. And if those bands have good followers, they're gonna come. Like I can tell you, like Mixed Flavors has a very good following crew. I mean, that's probably one of the big bands that we have. Atomic Annie was another one. And she
Which they
brings
bring
good-
their own people,
Yes.
or
They
whatever
bring
you
their
call
own
it, right,
people.
kinda?
And so that's what helps. Now, could we go the next step and we get a couple other bands that have that kind of group too? So it keeps growing to where we can have more substantial to it.
Who's the person?
His name is Angus.
Yeah,
Yeah, because another thing that we've talked about is starting to look at opening acts, like, do we get somebody to open up like a couple songs just to get the crowd going and to do that, and, I mean, I think that's more of the smaller groups, like more local, get some,
Yeah.
like the local bands, or get Rory back down there.
Is that girl from Bath coming?
City Bass, she'll be
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
She'll be
she's
back. I
yeah.
think she's coming in the fall.
Yeah,
That's what I
that's
thought.
usually local roots gets hers, it's not,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really the LBCA, it's local roots, because they got the personal connection.
But she had a really
Oh, yeah.
pretty good following too.
Yes,
I
yep.
mean, that day that I was here last
It
year,
was huge.
that was huge, yeah.
And she's opening for some major bands now too.
She's playing at that, or what, on that horse.
Wild Horses, yeah,
Yeah,
she'll be down
Horses.
there, and actually I think she just got an act up in Midland with a couple big time.
So,
gigs, too.
so,
So she's got a good following.
would Angus like summarize what he's done for to get $500? He would like summarize, like, come back and say, hey, this is what I did for your $500, boom, boom, boom.
He would, or Gail could, I mean,
Yeah,
we would
I'm
definitely
sure we
summarize
can
and tell you
get
exactly what the money's gonna go for.
I was just gonna say, I guess to justify the money, if you could at least come back and lay out
Get a layout.
what you got for the money.
Mhm.
And then that makes it at least,
Feel better.
yeah,
Yeah.
feel like it's going towards accomplishing
Or a
something.
better understanding of what to actually get.
Because when you're not buying the fan
Right.
and hanging it up there,
Right, I
you're
would
buying,
think, I would think if, in their conversations, if there's nothing really spectacular going on, I'll just tell Gail, so then let's stop. Let's give the money back to the DDA that we don't use, so that way you guys can put it back in your bank account, and we don't have to waste it on Angus, and we can up with that. My idea is, there always should be a communication open anyway. I don't see a reason that we should pay for the communication, but he wanted something for his services and his knowledge, and I can understand that 100%.
So would somebody regulate that? So you guys, so basically what you're saying, you wouldn't just give them the $500. You would say, okay, you're gonna do this service and then he's gonna like charge by the hour. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
gonna,
he's
he's gonna
charged-
say to whoever, hey,
so he's gonna
I
bill
mean-
you out for for when he
for each
is
time he does
giving you,
something.
Yeah,
okay.
Gail just asked for 10 hours is what she
Okay.
asked. for,
Yeah.
so.
So I think
That makes- that
we have the question still though, is it that is grown, do you have the resource for the
To
growth?
grow with it.
Support the growth.
I mean,
Right now, you said you and Gail are doing it, and it takes a lot of time, and this is at this stage, so
Yeah,
is there, like, you have the sustainability
There are
to?
more people coming, I mean, the LBCA is growing, there's a couple more board members that are getting more interested in things, so we're gonna have to see if we can bring them on board to start taking over, because Gail needs to start backing off a little bit. Ed is starting to take on other roles, so he needs to start backing off a little bit, just because, I mean, I know what he's getting into. So the idea is to get other people that are younger in the board to start getting more involved with it, and then we can get some more members, because I mean, we grew up to like 37 members this year or something, so we've doubled memberships in 3 years. I mean, that's done awesome doing that, so there's other avenues that the LBCA can do to help grow this music in the parks.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to allocate $500, even regulated by Gail.
I mean, yeah, I'd have probably Gail or Ed or myself, one of us
will
will.
be the,
The LBCA.
Yeah.
To have communications with this gentleman
Mhm.
for knowledge.
Okay.
For.
and I can report back, I can report back when we have your meetings, I can do that as well, if it doesn't, I don't matter, whichever way.
With provided written.
Yeah, a bill of some sort.
Yeah.
We can get a bill.
Yeah. For billing his hours.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
I'm not gonna repeat that motion.
I was just gonna say, did you get that somewhat written down?
I clean that up.
She can't hear it. Kim, did you get that written down?
I'll watch it again, cause. I'll never
The
keep up.
motion,
Make me look.
When it's.
I got it.
you got it, okay.
Thank you.
Darren Chinsky.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
so we'll float $500 and let's see what it gets us.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And yeah, give us the information that you get so that we know.
Right, and I'll let Gail know, so if we get to the point where it's nothing that's gonna be available, then let's stop it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no reason to keep.
No
going.
reason to keep going on something that's not helping. Yeah, cool.
If it's stuff that we already know, then. Find out.
Face forward. Kim, do we have any face forward?
We do have 3 right now. I just put it on there to make you guys aware that it is coming up next month where you'll have to decide. So we have 3 as of right now. Just a kind of a reminder.
Okay, yep. We'll have 4, she says. She says we'll have 4.
I'll be putting one in too.
We'll have 5. So we're gonna have some to decide on next month. Is there a way you can put them? Did you have them in the packet?
They're not in this
Okay.
packet. That will
Kim,
have-
is there a way that you can give them out to us before we get here?
Sure, I can email them to y'all.
Yes, please. When
I will.
they
I'll
get them in
email you
there-
the 3 we have, and as they come in, I'll email you them.
Perfect. And then that way at least we can review them or hopefully review them before we get here.
Okay.
Okay. Hometown decoration and display agreement.
It's in here. Do we want to ask the city to split it with us?
I guess that's up to you, gents. We have taken it on. I don't know how long ago that was that we basically just took it over.
Looks like it went up $25 since from last year.
Oh. And what is it, like 17 or 18?
It's
16,
16.75 this year.
Almost 17.
I'll make a motion.
Accept it as is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same, right?
Yes. Sounds good. I'll second.
Well, unless you want to talk.
I was talking
Looked
about,
like you had
I was
something to
talking
say.
about asking the city to split it
She
with
was,
us.
she was talking about trying to get the city to go back and split it with us again instead of us paying it all.
You want to do that? I can rescind my motion.
What do you guys think?
What do you think? You want to just pay for it?
We have plenty of time. It's
On the table?
10 months from now.
Any problem. I agree.
let's,
9
let's,
months from now.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I know that they do work anyway with it.
Right, we wrap the poles.
Yeah, I mean, they're not doing the whole entire thing. The city is doing part of,
All they do is hang the things and we put the poles on.
Correct.
and wrap everything.
so they do have some cost.
I can't.
Okay, let's think about it, and let's talk about it next month. We'll put it back on, and maybe we'll, if Jeff is here, we can get him to quiz the board and see if they're totally against it, or if they would be maybe somewhat in favor of helping us.
That's just the Christmas
Correct,
stuff,
correct,
not all.
not the banners, correct.
You want me to ask the next meeting?
Pardon?
You want me to ask council next meeting?
Yeah, as long as you're on, it, you can go through that, right? Yeah, good idea. Split it, third, whatever, however you want, however. Just to try to take some of the, we've turned into,
Catch all.
what we're supposed to do is supposed to better the community and all of that. Those are the purposes. But we've kind of turned ourselves into the repeated of spending money on these certain things that used to get funded by, but it was by volunteers again. I mean, so now you're back to getting someone to go out there and pound on the doors to try to get people to pay for things that we're paying for. So it's just something to think about. And how we spend that money over and over. Once you determine that over a time, then you start making that a bill that just is, the flowers are part of our projects, and we just do them time and time and time again. Which is, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's good, I'm just making sure that the same with these people that are going to come for Space Forward grants. Same thing. It's good to have them, but you may want to pick and choose on them too. And it doesn't hurt to say, come back next year, or it doesn't hurt to say, we will help, but we won't do it all. It doesn't hurt to say, we'll do it all. It doesn't matter. But instead of just not thinking about it and just rubber stamping it, that becomes a governmental, and I don't like that. Because just because you got the money, doesn't mean that you can't keep some money and do a bigger project. And make a bigger statement. And I'm on certain things, but again, we've got to pick those things out. Such as if you come up with a project, if Dave needs help with a small project down there, and we can say, Dave, go do it, we'll take care of it. But if we just keep spending the money out, then those projects don't get narrowed down to getting done. Just a thought. Lane parking lot, is that, what is the parking lot? Kim?
Yes.
This is your big project you can do.
Okay.
It's between Lang and, Roosevelt. It would be a parking lot back there that, the council wanted me to put on your, packet to be thinking about. We have Jen's building that's going to be redone with extensive parking, also, Rich Hafner's. They both have event centers going in, and, we're gonna need more parking in that area. So the council wanted me to put this on your packet, to discuss, think about. They're gonna be talking about it at the council meeting also.
Do they have a plan yet, or nothing on paper? No, okay.
Nope, we're just in the first phases of talking about it after approving the site plans for Jen and Rich.
Okay,
So with the traffic flow and with Jen's drop offs, there was there's other things that they're looking at. But we see a need for a parking lot back there.
So you're talking behind Jen's building
Correct.
where the farmer's market in that area, that piece or whatever has been talked about?
Yep, the grass back there. That would also be, that was the idea of where the food court or food trucks would go to when we were talking about that.
Yep, okay. So there's another thing to look at or something to think about. Apparently, the city council is gonna come to us for some help, I'm assuming, for that parking lot. Is that right, Kim? Is that what you're thinking?
That's what I'm understanding. They haven't talked about it yet, so I'm not for sure what their plans are. It's just there for you guys to start thinking about.
I had last year went and got a price quick on, I had an asphalt company do pricing on I'll call it the bar parking lot, the parking lot over here in the, where the mail, post office is. And what other one? I think they did the other one up by you, the
We did,
small,
we did the.
which you, and
Yes,
they ended up doing, the city did, right?
yes, we did that one and this one.
And this one.
Yeah.
He had given me a price of something like 75 grand to do the one down there. That's to tear it all completely out and repave the whole thing. This one up here, gosh, I can't remember. Anyway, that was not to, build a new one. I'm sure that's gonna be more than we have to put in curb, gutter, sewer, whatever, and then pave for the one behind that they're talking about now. But those ones also need to be maintained that are there. And it's a pretty good chunk of money. Again, we have caught up with some money finally because we're paid off with all our bills. So it's another thing to think about. Next month, or when you're spending money on whatever you're spending.
I think that one's gonna be important though. You see what the traffic is? Like, oh, it's gonna be crazy back there. And there's like no line, there's no parking spots. People are just gonna be parked all over.
The way I
It's gonna be a mess.
see that it was drawn up, I have no idea how they're gonna drop, I don't know.
It's gonna be a mess.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Well, and I think hers is 120 person event center and then after is a 60 person event center.
We got almost a couple hundred people.
Yeah, and that's not counting Dawn's customers and my customers and Tiffany's customers and your
And Aaron's,
customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not talking about the rest of the customers on that same block. But I guess, so this is just, think about it, they have more to come. I'm assuming, in the city. Me too. Or city council.
I mean, everybody needs to take a look at that. I know they have a drawing of her building down and kind of her little thing behind that. The parking area or whatever.
Mhm.
But there's nothing drawn. It would be nice to know that I will assume the city will, the first thing they're gonna have to do is get it designed. So that a traffic pattern of some sort will work. And cutting a curb there to use Roosevelt Road is, I don't see how they can't not do that. You're gonna have to do that.
But they said they'll lose a couple spaces that way, you know, and so it just.
You'll lose, but you'll gain, because right now there's an opening at the other end, so they can either incorporate that in or cut that out and close the other end in, so.
I mean, the school's gonna gain some parking up here, but no one's gonna park up there and walk. We're not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen. Something to think about.
So is it a parking lot or is it like a turn, drop off, go back out type of thing?
From what I saw, the back parking lot was just a couple of spaces. I don't understand that at all. So they're gonna have to drop off out front somehow.
They're,
She's not
and I
using-
don't want to speak
she's
for her
not
because
using-
she's not here, but
She's not using the front door for entry. Only
no,
back.
it's Roosevelt Road
Okay,
for drop. Was what they were talking about when we were at the planning meeting.
Yeah, just emergency entry in the front.
so it'll be,
Or
it'll have to be designed somehow to try to make it work. Although, I mean, she's similar, got a similar problem here where they're dropping off on the front anyway. And everybody is there kind of all at the same time dropping off, and then they're all there to pick up and trying to get, and the problem is it's little kids too. And usually it's dark in the winter time because it gets dark at 5 o'clock, so now you got.
It'll be
Yeah,
improved.
she's trying to incorporate the city with like a sidewalk in the back of her building for drop-offs and stuffs already. So we're just looking ahead as we actually need more than that.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it and see what you think.
So this is all new, this doesn't even exist right now. Well, that one story of that, they're ripping it down and rebuilding it up. And then the city has the lot over here.
This is just it. I don't know if you've been informed either, but she's also applying to, how do you say, what is the terminology, Kim, for what she is applying for in the tax abatement?
That's what
situation?
it's called, tax abatement.
And
Yes,
because she's putting so much money into it, that would mean that she won't pay taxes for 10 years, is that right?
I think it was under it's under construction.
I'm not positive the exact terminology, but they're
The
gonna,
city council will determine how many years it will be if they approve it.
yeah, she applied and that got passed. So now she has to go back to the city council and then they have to discuss. And anyone who had property in that area.
They haven't approved it yet. We only just changed the area to be able to do the abatement.
It's
Now
not-
she's got to get the approval from the council to actually get the abatement.
So if she, let's say if she gets it, it would affect the DDA's income from that property, correct?
Yes, but you will be collecting on what she bought it for. Because they will base the taxes on what she bought it for, and then for however long they decide, that's what she'll be paying on.
So they've increased, because obviously the clock.
Yeah, it'll go up from what you've been getting so far, but if they approve it, it'll be at 200,000. Cause that's what she paid for.
Or until later.
Correct. So anything that is built in the DDA district and any improvements that are done in the DDA district, anytime those things raise the tax, we get a portion of that. And if it's brand new, you get a larger portion, of course, because it's brand new. She's putting in a substantial amount of money. The taxpayer is also putting in a substantial amount of money. So if we're talking 650 and 650, you're talking 1.3, is that correct? 1.2 million dollars into that building.
I believe it's $1 million.
Okay, $1 million. If you take and tax that appropriately, what I would consider appropriately, it's a lot of money, a lot of tax money that won't get raised until her abatement runs out. Mr. Conklin also has got one going there from that piece of property that he got when he purchased that property from the city and did what he's done there. He's also not been. And then we have another piece of property across the street that is not paying any taxes. The clothesline, Cause that's a nonprofit, so that doesn't have any income coming in there. Just something to think about. You might wanna go to the city council meeting. And get yourself informed about that whole area. Cause it's a large amount of money. Something to look at. It's nothing that we need to do right now because they're going through the formalities, but their next meeting this next month will be making decisions on that. And it will affect the DDA. I mean, I wouldn't go and speak for the DDA, but you guys, if you want to get informed about it, you're gonna need to go to the meeting to get informed about what's going to happen with that. Pardon?
What the taxes they mean.
Correct. And what that piece of property will pay in taxes. Because it won't pay the full amount of whatever is being put into it. Or whatever it's valued at. Come on. I don't know the whole thing. The sign. Up here is the only thing we got left.
Looks like two good choices. Same price.
Pretty much, yeah, they're,
One's left shorter.
and all we gotta do is decide which one.
So. I have a couple comments about it.
Go ahead.
I like this one because it mentions our other side. And it's going on the corner, right?
Correct?
So I like that it's visible or open underneath that you can see. But is it possible for it to go even a little bit higher or no?
All of that would be based on whatever the engineers would say that it could be. If you look at the one that, the school has down at the other end,
Yeah.
that's fairly high.
Well, I'm just wondering, like. Visibility for traffic, you can still see, I don't know how far it sits back, so I don't know, it's just a lot. But I mean, I like that it's open underneath, that you can still see a kid or a car or somewhere or something like that. We'll see,
Spot
right?
more than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one.
The one that looks like a sign. The girls had kind of come up with that one, when they sent it back over to the sign people and said, can we make it look similar to
Well,
our welcome sign?
the
Kind of.
poles kind of match our light poles.
Yeah,
And then the top corners there matches our sign, right?
How? Not to think, which one stands up more to mischief?
I think they're both susceptible as far as the LED is the biggest thing. And that one's been there for however long, the schools, and it's not been moved yet, but it doesn't mean that this one can't go up in a week later. It's moved. But in this case, that's and that's the most expense right there too.
Yeah.
It's not the pole or the structure itself, it's just pretty much the LED piece.
So would it be better to go higher? Protected one?
I think it's still based and determined by them on the height that it would be.
Like regulation, like.
Correct. What they can,
City regulations.
correct, exactly,
I mean, it's already altered from what our thing was. I
correct.
mean, this isn't what was originally first handed to us as far as the city's concerned. So I mean, they could make probably whatever they wanted.
For height, the size will be the same, it's just your height, and that is gonna be determined by them.
This one's higher, much higher than this one, where
Yeah.
they're putting the
I like this one.
screen.
I like that one.
Cause yeah, I mean, this one, the way it looks, it's like the screen's. The top of the whole thing's 5 feet, the bottom of the screen's gonna be like 2 feet off the
It
ground.
will be
Yeah.
very tall, correct.
So,
No.
I mean, you're not gonna see it, some of the cars in front of us. So,
We like this one?
The weeds in the city are over 2 feet sometimes.
Well, the sidewalk's gonna be there, so it won't matter.
No, that's good. I like,
Hey,
I really like.
Don't mind filling an app, I could use weed back.
Oh, I did hear that. I did hear that.
He who throws stone might get,
Yeah, might
might
get
go
put
to
to
work. So are we
Do we need a
thinking,
motion or what?
yes, we'll need a motion and we'll vote on this if,
Are we fine?
Let's do it.
we're doing the whole shebang or pretty much, we're paying for it, yeah. Well, if that's what you guys wanna do, I think it's a good, something that he was just stating about putting up something to tell what's going on in an area that's
Right.
protected. That's what this is for. I mean, if you go into Williamson where I went and looked at the, in a couple other communities, that's where they have them is kind of to just inform you. Not that Facebook and all of that online stuff isn't bad, but there's a lot of people who are older people who don't do that. And if you just stop at that stop sign, like everybody has to do, it's right there in front of your face, telling you real quick that you're having a band tonight and who it is.
Does that set at a 45 on that corner?
It's gonna set, yeah, if you look at the map out there, it's gonna basically kind of face on a 45. So if you were to pull up from the stop sign headed south or north, I mean, you'd be able to see it. If you pull in from this direction, you'll be able to see it. And even if you pull up the stop sign headed west, I think you'll still be able to see it. That's kind of the theory.
What's that 45 a little bit back off the sidewalk?
Correct.
Yeah, I like that.
How do you name it?
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second on the, what do we call this one, Kim?
Estimate 1719.8.
There you go.
Sign around. Oh, they're both signed.
They're both, yes,
It's the one with the. squirrel.
Panorama Flint.
okay,
Tall one.
the tall one with the pole.
Yeah, that-
All right, the black one. I know it. I gotcha.
There you go.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? There you go. We got a sign picked out.
Woohoo!
How long did it
Do they have-
take us? I
do they
want
have
them
to
to tell us how long it
3
took
to
us.
4 months, 5 months,
They have
whatever.
to do a parking lot before you put the sign in front of them.
They're gonna prep, they'll get us juice there and prep when they design the parking lot.
Correct. Even if the sign's not here.
And then,
it'll be
yeah,
set up for us.
They'll be set up for it. And then whoever makes, if this company's gonna make the sign. for
probably
us,
takes 3 months to make the sign anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna, this parking lot isn't supposed to open until school.
They're not gonna start it until school gets out.
Right, so hopefully it will be done when they open school this next fall. Okay,
I'd like to make a motion to allocate $8,000 for the safety and completion of the sidewalk from the entrance to McClintock Park to Doyle Road.
and the 8,000 is an estimate or
Just the number,
a number?
I mean, it might go up, might go down. I'm just wanted to put a value to it so that we can get something started now.
Get an estimate first.
We can,
Or should we make a motion to get it designed or laid out, or how do we go about that?
No sidewalk there now.
no,
There's no
and it
sidewalk
was
there.
done way back
Um,
when the safe passed the school. We did all that, right? They left it off so that kids would go from one school to the other by going through the park rather than up High Street. But the problem, which I've almost, like literally, I've almost hit 10 people. Just this summer when it gets dark, you turn the corner and they're right there on the road walking because they come from the subdivision and they're walking and they take a left right there to walk to the entrance to the park rather than going down where the
Entrance.
kids would go.
Right.
Cause you have to walk way down and then come back and go around like, so there's just that.
I feel like we need to talk about sidewalk projects in general.
Yeah.
Here, I had a woman fall in front of my building. A customer fall in front of my building on the broken sidewalk. I mean, I feel like we need to talk about sidewalks in general.
Then
So
is that
I-
out of, that's out of our district?
No, it's not.
It's not, it's right on the edge?
Yep,
Okay,
right on the back.
because it's on the park, on this one, okay.
So is that what you wanna do, get estimates for?
I think we need to,
Was that something you would do, Dave?
Yeah.
I would make a motion then to have the city get estimates to complete the sidewalk from the entrance of McClintock to Doyle Road and to review
Repairs I think repairs in general that need to happen
Review some
on
other
Grand
areas.
River.
So
The section down by you is the oldest one as far as what's been done down there.
It
We've
is.
done them
yeah.
over time, so.
So give us a, if you've got spots. Like if she's mentioning a spot there or spots down there and then this spot,
Like everyone who's got the brick stamp in it,
Yeah, we don't have a brick stamp on.
you don't want it.
We don't want-
No, we don't.
it's turned
We
into
don't want, to.
Turned into
Something
a
that-
problem.
some of them don't want now. I mean, we
why?
a maintenance problem.
It gets salt
When
on
we
it.
have to seal it, and when you seal it, it gets extremely slippery.
Oh,
If you don't seal it, salt goes on it, then it chips and it looks worse than.
What about real brick?
I think, if we talk about the hazard areas, I mean, separate between want to have or nice to have between hazards and nice to have.
and I agree 100%. I have wheelchair clients all the time, walkers, they're all a lot of elderly, and I go out to their car and meet them and walk them in. Cause it's tricky.
So let's make this motion and get a second on it and we won't spend any money or anything like that because we have no clue of what that would be, but Dave will put you in charge of getting us solutions for these locations.
Okay.
As long as they're in our district, we can help.
Okay.
We'll make a second
Second.
to his motion. And the motion is basically to have Dave do some investigating and locating these locations that need repair or new. And then we'll talk about them as soon as you get us something.
Okay.
Okay? Sounds good. All in favor? And what vote?
I won't be here next month in that spring break.
Okay,
I don't think else will be.
Well, I won't be here.
Great week.
I'm not going anywhere.
well, I ain't going anywhere. I ain't gone anywhere in 50 years. I ain't going. Especially with everybody else is going. I'm staying here. There won't be nobody here.
I'll see you at Twigs.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I guess just make sure you let them know when she sends out a flyer to us. But if you can at least look at those that she'll send you for face forwards. Anything else, anybody? Let's get out of here. We've been here an hour.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought it was nasty.